Hello, people. Welcome to One on One. Today is 31st of May and 11:26 a.m. in Philippines, and we have with us Mayank. I wanted him since the starting, and he's a proper Goan. And today we are gonna learn so much about Goa. Other than it's a tourist place, uske alawa we'll know so much.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go with the first question. Okay.
Sure.
Which is, what was your favorite thing about your hometown?
Hometown. Okay, see, when it comes to Goa, right, hometown could be anything and hometown could be as big as it gets because Goa in 4 hours you can cross all of it. In just 4 hours. You need a car, you need thoda petrol, 4 hours, you get it done. So for hometown, I'd say Gogol, if you can pronounce it, Gogol.
Gogo.
Gogol.
I cannot. I'm sorry.
The actual pronunciation is Gogol. Gogol.
All right.
But yeah, when it comes to hometown, I'd say just Goa overall is what I'd normally go to. Quiet, green,
Okay.
so green, so blue, so windy, cool, calm. Like we hear about India being very hot right now.
Yeah.
We hear about India being polluted.
Yes.
We hear about so much of the other aspects of it. Goa, in a way, has the same essence, but it's a bit different. All of my friends who come to Goa, like from Pune, from Maharashtra, all the other places, the one thing they have to say is, you come to South Goa, that's where I'm from also, South Goa.
Okay.
South and North, there's also a bit of differences, major differences.
Just like India.
Just like India.
Yeah.
So I'm from the south of Goa.
Okay.
And South is where the people are.
Where the locals
Where
are.
the locals are. Not like North does not have the locals, but South is where you get the heart.
Is the North Goa more of like a touristy place?
I'd say so. Like if you're young, you want to blow off some steam, you want to come and have fun, the Goa idea, the image of Goa. Then you go to North Goa. You go to the beaches, you go to the pubs, you go ham. You have fun, you lose a lot of money, you get scammed, you fall into trouble, you cause other people trouble, and you go back home. That is the idea of North Goa. South Goa is now being very pushed out for the people who are repeating Goa again and again because everyone's like, okay, let's go to Goa again. Let's go to Goa again. And then after a good North Goa, because every other person will say go to North. North mein, pata hai, aag hai. You go to North, Uzo as we call it.
Okay.
So, but South is where the peace lies. South is where you get to just sit back and chill.
The actual, the idea of beach, the idea of ocean that, you're relaxing, that's where the South Goa lies.
North Goa beaches are nothing fancy. North Goa, I'd say Kalangut is a great shout. But South is where the heart is. South is where you can go to the beaches and you'll have the whole beach to yourself. The whole beach to yourself. Apart from a few common known beaches, you dodge those. You have the whole beach to yourself. I tell people, go to the main beaches and just cycle, walk or ride your bike for another 20 kilometers, 10 kilometers, which is not much because there's no one there.
Yeah.
And then you just reach a place where it's just you, the beach, the winds, that's all.
Yeah, people.
So
I've seen the vlogs. People will rent a scooter and then they'll go around and go. And I was used to be like, is it that small that you can, travel on a scooter? But
It's very small, it's very small. You can cross kilometers up to 80 kilometers in up to 1.5 hours, I'd say, if you can dodge the traffic. It's very easy to. You have highways there.
okay.
If you dodge the peak hours, which honestly in Goa peak hours lie for like 3-4 hours only in the afternoon and go into the evening. But if you dodge those timings, I'd say it's very fast. It's very small.
Okay.
Like you just sit in the car, you drive for a while. From South Goa, I can cross the border in Maharashtra and like before you can reach 3 hours.
Okay. What's the language that's spoken in Goa? Is it? I guess it's Konkani.
It's Konkani, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like Marathi, but different.
So Konkani and Marathi, you could say, have the same origin language.
Okay.
So both in the past, like way back in the past, used to technically be the same language. But what happens is, geographical location, isolations, we have the ghats, we have the mountains. So population got divided.
Okay.
So there was no interaction much. So the language got concentrated in Goa. The language in Maharashtra was way more open. So Marathi became Marathi, and then Konkani in Goa became Konkani. So it is similar. It was similar in a way, and it just branched out. You can call them sister languages.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So that. So a lot of people then, because they were isolated in Goa or the Konkan area, let's not say Goa. Goa is more of a political border. But if you go from a geographical standpoint, I'd say the Konkan region. Mumbai is technically Konkan also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. That
just
part of
because,
Maharashtra, the coast.
At the coast, yeah.
The coast, yeah. Technically, it is also Konkan. I mean, literally, also it is still Konkan. It falls under Maharashtra. So the Konkan part of Maharashtra. You see Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg areas. Their Marathi is going to be very different from the Maharashtrian Marathi. Their Konkani is going to be staggeringly different from the Goan Konkani.
Okay.
So it's a midpoint. Same in South, like Karnataka and Goa share a border. So we do Karnataka and Goa share a border. So the political border is just for the state of putting Goa as a political state. But geographically, there is no common cut.
Oh, okay.
So as you go south of Goa, the languages change. So it gets a bit more Kannada.
So
Yeah, it is
what do you speak at home?
I speak proper Konkani.
Proper Konkani.
Proper Konkani. My parents are Konkani as hell. They're as Konkani as it gets. My mom is proper Konkani. From my mom was Borkar before marriage. So Borkar is a very common last name. You can even find it in Maharashtra. So if you've seen Singham, the main inspector was a Borkar idara. You know,
I
that
have no
dude,
idea,
yeah.
but yeah, okay.
Same last name. So they are from the region Borim. So we get our last names from locations. Like there's a place called Lotli, and the people from there are Lotlikars. And there's a place called Mangeshi. People from that place is Mangeshkars.
The Kars they
The
are.
Kars, yeah. In Marathi and Hindi it becomes Kar. In Konkani we say Kar.
Kar.
The pronunciation differences. I'd say Konkani is way more open mouthed. Say oh, ah. You know, way more than Marathi. Marathi is very and Konkani we go a little bit of oh, ah, ah. Very open mouthed, if you can understand that.
Yeah, I can actually. The way you
Yeah.
depicted it, so yeah, I can.
Yeah, it is. We actually speak like that as well. It's so cool, yaar. Then we
Say something. Say something in Konkani and then in Marathi.
Okay, sure. Let me think of a comment. Can you give me an example of a sentence that I can say?
We are in Philippines. The weather is nice.
Wait, let me think of what weather is in Konkani right now. But sure. I just say weather for Konkani. Sure.
Okay.
हांव सध्या फिलिपिन्सान आसा आनी हांगा वेदर खूब बरो आसा. Okay, like I am here in the Philippines and the weather here is very nice. And in Marathi, if my Marathi is not that bad, would be... See, Marathi is not my first language. Marathi would classify as my fourth language. So, मी सध्या फिलिपिन्समध्ये आहे आणि इथे वेदर खूप छान आहे. So that, you understand?
Yeah, I understood Marathi one
Yeah.
part. But Konkani was, it's different.
It is different. We have different vocabulary. So that's how we were dialects first. So a dialect in a language could be the same base language, but then different influences.
Same. I understand that because I am originally from Rajasthan, but the and in Rajasthan they speak Marwadi, right?
Yeah.
But though Marwadi I speak, it's very different.
Yeah.
Like the base is the same, but the language which I speak is very different. It's influenced by Haryanvi a lot.
Yeah.
So I can understand what you're saying. Like the Marathi is the origin, the mother, and the Konkani is the child, which is trying to be funky.
Some people would say they're sisters, but I would also understand the daughter aspect of it as
Yeah.
well. Especially because then the Portuguese came in. So
Tell me about it.
Oh, the Portuguese came in strong. The Portuguese came in, changed the whole language. In Konkani, we use different words to depict the same thing. For example, in Konkani, you could call this chair a kurchi. A kurchi, which you can understand as well.
Yeah.
But we also call it a kadel.
Kadel.
Yeah, which can translate to the Portuguese word for a chair. So also a spoon. We can say a chomso, like a chammach.
Okay.
Chomso. Or we can say couler.
Couler.
Like couler in French. I think it's in Portuguese as well. I didn't learn Portuguese. I learned French for 4 years in school. Yeah, in school when you're learning a language, you don't actually pay attention much. It's just a subject. So
True, I learned German in my school, and I know nothing about it now. Though I try to brush up by Duolingo, but it's not helping me out. So I understand. So what you said that Marathi is your fourth language. What are
Yeah.
your first three languages?
Ideally, if you go on with the strength of the language and the confidence that I have when I'm speaking that language and the flexibility, I'd say English is my first language. Then comes Konkani, which is my mother tongue. Then it's Hindi. Then I'd say Marathi. I dwell in a bit of Japanese, so I'm self-learning it. And yeah, French from school. I can still understand basic sentences. I know basic vocab, very basic vocab. And I started learning Italian.
So by far, you know 7 languages. Not no, but you can understand and
Yeah.
you're trying to develop them.
Trying to develop them. When it comes to especially languages in Europe, right? The grammar for most languages is pretty basic.
Okay.
So since I learned French properly in school, I can understand Italian a bit. So it was easy to learn it if I actually go through with the learning. I only learned it for like a few months. So I know basic sentences like io sono l'uomo, it means I'm a man.
course.
Io mangia la mela, I eat an apple. You know the basic sentences like that, like
Nice.
right, left, all of that. So yeah, I just stopped though because time. You need to put effort into learning if you want, especially languages.
And consistency.
Consistency is the main part of it. So
Yeah.
didn't want to give it, didn't go forward. It's still there though in my bucket list. I'll have to continue learning it.
What else is there in your bucket list?
So much.
Tell me your top 3 things which are there in your bucket list, which you are dying to do. That I need to do those.
Okay, primarily, this might sound a bit too stingy, but not stingy actually. But I want to focus more on my studies. Like honestly.
But you're doing really well. I saw like in the last exams, you're topping the exams and all. So
It's okay, but I want to do more. Like because from my side, it's not about the marks. Marks to aa jayenge. You don't answer any, you're still getting 50. Answer 2 more questions, you go up to 60.
yeah.
Right. So marks is not an issue. I want to put effort. Like that is what I want. Even if I'm getting these marks, I don't see effort much as I'd like. It's a very before an exam thing. Like no exam aa gaya, like 4 hours before an exam, let's study. Then I study a lot. But then that's not what I want to do. Ideally, in my bucket list, I want to be more consistent.
Okay.
I want to, because I enjoy what I'm doing. It's one of the choices I made. Medicine, it's fun, it intrigues me. So I'm happy I'm here. Had to sacrifice a lot, but still happy I'm here, no regrets. So I want to give justice to that, if you understand.
I do actually. Not that much because
No, I'm sorry.
I'm not happy to be like I am now because I'm getting to do all this thing. So I'm really happy. But with aspect to being a doctor, no. But maybe that can change in upcoming years when we'll be exploring
True.
those clinics and all. Yeah, and then
Yeah, but I meant more of, a passion or an interest, not necessarily just medicine, but, putting effort towards a passion. What you're doing right now, this is you putting efforts. I heard you edit your own videos as well, which is also a grueling task. So you are putting efforts, not like you don't understand.
yeah, I do understand. I can. What else are those things?
Yeah, that is one thing on the bucket list. Eating food, like more food. Filipino cuisine, I personally, it's a personal thing for me. I don't eat pork or I don't eat beef much. So I wouldn't say I'm a very religious man, but I've grown up in a house that has culturally not eaten beef. So I'm not comfortable in eating it. Not like I have not. I've had it once here, but then it's just that. I have other meats to go to. Not too much into it. Pork though I just don't like. So even other red meat I'm not a big fan of. So the quantity and very other options here are a bit scarce because they're very pro meat.
Yeah.
But I would like to try the other things. I've had isao. Isao is chicken intestines. So yeah, the intestines they fry on the.
The one which we get, the like pani puri wala se deta hai. तो यहाँ पे there's bit stalls here.
Yeah.
Is
Those
that-
stalls. You're talking
yeah.
about the fish balls and the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, that one.
I haven't had much from there. They have egg, like a big deep fried egg.
Yeah, I have seen that.
They
A
have
coating of
fish balls.
orange coating something. Yeah.
Philippines is too heavy on fried food. It is extremely heavy on fried food. And that's just street food. I looked into that normal cultural cuisine, like that traditional food. There's not much fried there. I'd go even as far to say there's almost none.
Yeah, I think the cultural one is like soupy, you know,
Very
a lot of
soupy,
broth
very-
and what's that?
Yeah.
Broth?
The
Yeah,
broths.
the
They're very
broths.
heavy on broths and
Yeah,
rice.
rice, a
And
lot
rice.
of rice,
Crazy
a lot of
rice. So that, and it's I want to eat traditional food.
If you are saying it's crazy rice, it has to be because you are somebody who's a coastal man
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
eats rice. I guess you eat rice every day
Every
at
day.
home.
Every day.
And I'm somebody who eats rice once in a year, I guess.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like we don't like understand me. I'm a Rajasthani. We don't
Uh-huh.
have water. We can't grow rice, man.
See, I was
We
not
can't
making
grow
those
rice.
jokes, so you said it, not me.
But seriously,
Uh-huh.
we don't have that much water to grow rice.
No, makes sense, makes sense.
So we just used to have it on like Holi and Diwali, the main festivals.
Something
But-
festive. So rice,
Yeah,
you would
it
say was
fe-
a bit festive.
Yeah, it was a bit festive, so it didn't grow much on our taste. So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, we have so much rice every day. Fish, curry, rice, and sabzi.
you love fish.
I think seafood is my number one cuisine if I have to go to. Number one option. Not vegetables, not potatoes. Seafood. Everyone loves potatoes, but seafood is the way to go to.
I really want to explore that, and my dad is pushing me so much to explore that because fish has omega-3 fatty acids. So he's like, you need to try it. It's good for you, and I'm like, I cannot. I don't think so. Philippines will offer you that kind of.
Philippines, especially with that fish, I've seen it is very polarizing even to people who have fish on a daily basis because of the smell. Because the way they cook it, they're very vinegar based. It's an Iberian thing. It's a very Spanish and Portuguese thing. I know that because I'm from Goa. Goa has been under Portuguese rule.
Yeah.
We have the same cuisine for fish.
Oh, nice.
Almost same. Very vinegar heavy, very salt heavy, very briny. You know, the kind of food that will impart stink. Okay, objective stink. Okay, but once you eat it, you get a hang of it and you enjoy it. I enjoy it. So dried fish, fermented fish, fermented fish, brined fish like
Oh.
pickles,
Okay.
all of that. Tasty food, but it demands a lot out of someone who's coming from the outside, especially seafood because you keep seafood out and it starts stinking, especially the crustaceans. So cooking, great. The flesh itself, not that stinky, but you keep the remains out for even half an hour, your whole house is going to stink. So what we do is we take all the scraps and we put it in the deep freezer. We have to
Okay.
for the seafood, or else your whole house is going to stink for 2 days. You have to stuff it up the deep freezer. It is bad, but the food amazing.
So Philippines, what do you like here in Philippines? I have seen a video. I don't know the name of the cuisine. It's made out of eggplant. And egg, I guess, I'm not sure.
Eggplant and egg.
Yeah, I'm not sure about egg, but I'm very sure about the eggplant. Brinjal is involved there. And it's like some kind of their traditional food. And I've seen it a lot on the local shops as well. I'm really not sure.
Local
about
in the Philippines.
Yeah, in Philippines.
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw a YouTube video where they were exchanging the foods and the guy was cooking Filipino dish and that's when he cooked this and the other person cooked I don't know what kind of dish they cooked, but yeah, that was it. The only food I know is that and I don't know the name of it. It's just involved brinjal, so I guess it's vegetarian.
Yeah.
That's
We
all.
are here for 3 more years? Search for it, you'll find it. If I find it, I'll tell you.
It's available in front of a college. Do you know Big Daddy's, the shop?
The Big Daddy's, the printing place.
Yeah,
And the-
so they have it. They have really good food actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard from people that they serve you really good food. So
Okay.
they have that, the thing. I've seen it. Okay, and you know, I want to tell you about this. There's this YouTube channel called The Mythical Kitchen.
I know Mythical Kitchen. I
You know
follow
that,
them.
right?
Yeah.
I loved how they start their videos. Like every person has two things in common. You're gonna die, and everybody needs food. And that's how they start up talking about the last meal they're gonna have. I loved it, and I was like, I need to do something like that, but I don't know. So what your last meal?
One-on-one channel number 2.
Yeah. No, it can be a series, a different series on the
Cool,
same
works out.
channel, right?
Works out.
But I need budget for that. YouTube, you gotta give me some money.
YouTube, please.
Yeah. So tell me, what your last meal would be? It's a difficult question, I guess.
My last meal.
Before you die.
See, right now, I'd say I was presented this. I have series. Okay, I have a series of meals, and I'm not talking like all together.
Okay.
I'd say, give me a day to just eat food. Okay, give me a day to space out my food so I can enjoy everything. But if we're still talking last meal, okay, I get it. One meal only.
No. It was like a course, like a 3-course meal, let's
Okay.
say. So what it can be.
Okay, sure. Mostly, I'd now have to go with my mom's fried fish.
Okay.
Okay, that is a mandate. That is a mandate. Goan style, proper fried fish. I'm a modso kind of a too. Modso, I think, is lemon fish.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe white snapper. One of those two. No, chonok is lemon fish. Modso is white snapper.
Okay.
Yeah. A white snapper. Give me a white snapper. Fillet it up, fry it in rava. We use rava, semolina to fry.
Okay.
So we don't normally do masala fry like how the South or this, what do you call it, Bengal does it. We take it, we marinate the fish, we put it in the rava and then we fry it. So that is the Goan part of it. The rava. You see the rava is Goan.
Oh, nice.
Or Konkan, I would say, because then again, Maharashtra, Konkan part, they also do it, and the Mangaloreans, they also do it.
Right,
yeah.
so
it's
Konkan.
Konkan. It's Konkani.
Yeah, then?
So that, fried fish, rice, prawns curry, we call it human.
Okay.
So prawns curry, a good prawns curry, and I think my mom's bhindi as well. So
Bhindi.
right now, my mom makes a great. I don't like bhindi overall, but something about your mother's bhindi, it just
snaps, man.
it just slaps for some reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Lady fingers. I like okra. But yeah, that could be one big meal and a lot of it. Along with it, some chicken shakuti. It's also a coconut-based chicken curry.
Coconut based.
Coconut-based,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Coconut-based chicken curry. So we have something called Ross omelette in Goa on the streets. So it's like proper street food. A person will be there with his gada. He's going to have steaming hot chicken and do ande ka omelette. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep a plate down. They're going to put your omelette there, spicy omelette with onions and chilies. They're going to put the chicken curry on top with the pieces, and they're going to put onions, lime, give you two bread toasted.
Wow.
That is street food.
It's so different. Like they combine chicken and egg
Yeah,
together.
So the mother and child. Just
Cool.
mix it up.
That's cool.
And it slaps. I think I'd like a good place of hot Ross omelette with it on the side with bread. Childhood, when I was a kid, right? Me and my oldest cousin, would go out, and he used to really like American chopsy. Like American chicken chopsy. We get it a lot in hotels, and I would not be a fan. But then he would order it all the time, and I'd be like, "Ye kya hai? Orange." It's sweet orange. But then I ate it so much with him. I think I turned into a fan. I haven't had it ever. I don't have it much when I'm not with him. But I think I'll have that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have that. It's something about that. It's pretty wholesome and warm. So
Right.
I'd have that. So that would be my lunch. That would be my first course.
That will be your first course.
That's my first course. Okay. Second course, spoiler, I have 2 dessert courses.
Okay, fine. I love it. Come on, let's go.
I have 2 dessert courses. Now I would like a good, pudding. A good caramel pudding, an egg caramel pudding. I'd like that. I'd like some gulab jamuns. I'd like to go to any Haveli and have one of each of everything. One of each of everything. Give me 1 kilo, 2 kilo of sweets. I'm finishing that off.
Wow.
That.
So Indian.
So
Like,
Indian. I love it. I love it. And like 4 rasagullas. Any sweet I can get my hand to, I want that. That is going to be my demand for the second course. Another third course, which is going to be the most important course for me, is going to be chai. Black tea, by the way. I don't drink milk tea.
Oh.
I'm lactose intolerant, unfortunately.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
That is actually a thing?
That is the thing. Yeah, I can't digest milk.
Oh no.
I
I
cannot digest milk. Yeah.
I feel so sad for you.
I feel sad for myself. You know how badly that limits food for me. How badly that Indian food, at least everything has malai, everything has butter, everything has
eat
cheese.
kheer, man.
I can't eat kheer. I don't know my mother though. Make me 1 liter kheer, but I need to be home. I need to be home to deal with the pain and the after effects of it all.
Oh my god.
I need to be home, but I go ham. I won't let the intolerance take anything. I'll tolerate it. I'll tolerate it. It's okay, yeah. But yeah, because of that, since I was a kid, I only have black tea. So like tea without milk, but sugar. With it, I have that, like at least a huge cup of it, and 2 big packets of Vitamari Gold.
Vita Marigold, okay.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna have that. Oh, I'm gonna have that while watching some good movie,
Good movie.
A good
What's
movie
that?
where I
A
do
Bollywood
that.
movie? No.
Works. Any good movie, but honestly, I think if you're talking movies, we can go into a very deep conversation.
I
Okay?
know that. Cinema.
Cinema.
Films. Oh my god.
The Philippines is something I noticed. Okay, it's just going really. We are going tangents. We are
It's
going
okay,
on
it's
tangents,
okay,
tangents,
it's okay,
tangents.
it's
But yeah, that is going to be my meal. Okay,
Okay,
but
done.
that I don't care if I don't get the lunch. I don't care if I don't get the sweets. Give me my Vita Marie and tea. I don't care. I'm going to eat it. Give me. I'll
Oh.
eat 4 packets, if not 2. But I will. It's my comfort food. Anytime I'm feeling sick, anytime I'm not feeling too well, anytime I don't know what to eat, anytime I'm feeling low, make my tea.
Same. I guess every Indian child, at least a middle class child, will relate to this. If they are sick, their mothers are gonna pour them a cup of tea, and then any biscuit will work.
Yeah.
Like Parle G is the OG, the classic.
Parle G OG.
Yeah, but any biscuit works because I have experienced that. I am somebody who gets sick so much, so I will have a tea, like not necessarily tea. It will be like milk, but a little bit splash of
Yeah.
what is that? Chai patti.
Chai patti.
Yeah, that's all. Just to give it a color, because as a kid you really want to have what the adults are having. So
Yeah,
you,
I know
you'll be
that.
like,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
So they'll be like, okay, this is your tea, and like, why does it look so white? But fine,
It's still tea.
it's still tea. So yeah, I relate to that. That's your comfort food.
That is my comfort food. If I want to experiment, get a bit of nice in there, get a bit of Parle G, get a bit of Tiger.
Oh,
Experiment a bit.
nice.
Yeah.
Tiger is available in Philippines also. I love
It
that.
is. It is. Yeah.
It's too expensive though.
Of course
Very
it is.
expensive.
In the Philippines, that's the thing I'm telling you.
Yeah, so we were talking about cinema, the films, the movies. You were saying something.
Cinema. I've actually had the privilege to go and watch Filipino movies. Old classics, 1950s, 1960s. Oh, I've had the privilege to do that. There's this government-funded cinema here near People's Park,
Okay.
and they were playing free Filipino classics. Just last week, I think 2 weeks back.
Did they have subtitles?
No.
So
No. Also, big rant about Filipino cinema, not Filipino movies, but theaters in the Philippines. Please have subtitles.
exactly.
Please have subtitles in your English movies. Any movies, just have subtitles.
We went like these all will relate. We went to watch Oppenheimer.
Oh
and
no.
There were no subtitles.
No.
And I was like, oh no. At least I had some idea, some context about the person. But my friends, they were actually like, Gargi, you have wasted our money.
Same happened with us. We went for Oppenheimer and other movies, right? The no subtitles could have worked, but Oppenheimer is such a strong soundtrack that is constantly playing in the background, and such
Yes.
a vibrant soundtrack. The words get mixed up and you can't understand what they're saying. That's the one thing we had later. Everyone was like, oh, the court scene was so cool, or it was so cool, but then 80% we just couldn't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We could understand the intensity, but we were like, we hope we could have just,
I agree with you. The subtitles part.
Yeah,
Okay. So this
subtitles
is there.
part.
This you were saying that there is this government-funded cinema which
Yeah.
offers the classic movies of Philippines.
Movies of
How did you
Philippines.
like it?
I loved it. It was so goofy.
was goofy.
It was goofy because there was
The genre was
the genre. We had some comedy movies
okay.
going in. So one of the movies was Amy, Susie, and Tessie, the 3 sisters whose father leaves their mother and then goes after some other woman, and now the 3 daughters, want to get the father back with the mother. So they do all this. Wacky stuff. It's fun. It's a goofy movie. You get to laugh. Since it's 1950s, language is not that necessary to see the comedy. Like the father just jumps around in anger. He's like, oh, it's very visible.
I can visualize that.
Yeah,
what you're
the
saying.
comedy is very visual. Like there's one scene in which the daughters fool the father as they're with men. They have cardboard cutouts of other men, and they're like dancing and trying to kiss it on the window, so the father sees the silhouette. He comes running in, and they lay like mouse traps. So he's just jumping around like it's like the goofy stuff.
Was it black and white?
It is black and white, 1956.
How cool.
Very black and white. It was fun. It was so cool to watch. And you could see the pizzazz. You could see the flair, the Filipino flair, the flamboyancy in their personality. You could see that, all of that. They were very expressive. Like they are IRL also in real life.
They do like
Oui.
that.
Allah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They do that, and it's fun to notice that in cinema. You see them saying stuff you kind of understand, like Mayank hapon. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. That means, yeah, no, that means good evening, isn't it? No, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Have you ever tried other, what do we say, countries' movies like Italian or French and all that?
I have just in the Philippines. I went to watch Anatomy of a Fall. So
Oh, wow.
Anatomy of a Fall is an amazing movie.
It's available on, I guess, OTTs also now.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. I was
Anatomy of
about to
Fall is-
watch it, but I didn't because I don't have subscription. I'm poor. So, yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, you again,
YouTube,
please.
please.
Yeah, so tell me about it.
Anatomy of a Fall. One reason this actually worked out is because again Filipino cinema, no subtitles for the English, but for the French, it's a French movie.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and they had subtitles for the French, and you were like, yes, yes. So it was nice. It worked out. It was an amazing movie. It's a tense movie. It is a movie. I love the director for this. What they've done with the movie is right. They don't. You see, everyone has their own perspective with movies, but with that movie, I still feel it is a great theater watch. And again, for Anatomy of a Fall, I went with Sanjana, and it was just the two of us in the whole cinema. It was just the two of us in the whole cinema. And every single Filipino movie we go to, we have like 4 or 5 extra people with us. We're just us. So we were just the two of us, and we were watching Anatomy of a Fall in the middle of the cinema hall. And the voices, the sounds, the way the movie went forward. So the movie starts off with you not knowing anything, obviously. And the movie does not tell, it shows.
Okay.
You understand? Like in a court case, what usually happens is they just tell you that it happened. Most movies, most budget movies, not even Marvel for some reason, they just tell you. They don't show.
So, yeah.
You have to show. You're not reading a book. You know, even in books, in the books, in good books, they find a way for you to see it. That's the whole good thing about it. Movies, they just tell. Like, this happened back there, this happened here. Now they show. It's amazing. So the movie starts with you not knowing anything.
Okay.
Then it goes on with you having the back of certain characters because you're visualizing it from their aspect, from their point of view. And then you're like rooting for that person. But then the movie goes on, and then little things they don't outright show it to you, but you feel it. You feel a bit of, oh wait, I'm rooting for this person, but then why do I feel bad for this? Now, why do I feel bad for the other person who's supposed to be bad here? So it's very subtle. I love the subtlety in Anatomy of a Fall. I could go on talking in depth for so long and so long. This could be a whole complete other video for 2 hours.
We can do
but,
that.
okay,
We can
if
do
you want to.
that some other time, about cinema.
About cinema, yeah,
that's
sure.
we can do that. Okay.
But I recommend you watch Anatomy of a Fall. Yeah.
Okay,
In the
sure.
end, it starts from 0 and ends at 1000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
And you're just
something.
there holding your seat like, wow, that was something, I
Cool.
recommend.
So we have covered your comfort food. Now I guess I can guess what's your favorite Indian snack. If it has to be a dessert, it's going to be all the mithais.
Oh, all the mithais.
Right?
I'm a sweet tooth.
Same,
Yeah.
same. Me too. So first person who says that.
Really?
Yeah, people are like, we love spicy food. Oh man, come on, try sweet food. Come on, it's so good.
You have sweet food with you. Why would you go to the spicy? Eat the spicy, then what do you want after the spicy? Sweet.
Sweet, exactly.
Superior food.
Yeah. And now, a very important question. I want you to give me the ultimate travel guide to Goa.
Oh, okay. Sure. See, this is the question if you're from Goa, right? And you meet any non-Goan, this is the first question you're going to be asked.
I know.
After, oh, you're from Goa. So that is the first question. And then it's, oh, I want to go to Goa. Tell me about it. What do I do? I've heard this during and through my whole life. This is the question I have been asked the most, and ideally you would think this is the question I could answer the best. But I cannot. And I bet you go to any Goan you find and you ask them this question, they will give you the most basic answer ever. They'll say, oh, go to Palolem Beach, oh, go to the forts, oh, go to the churches, sightsee around. Do that. Like, it's not saying that's wrong, do that. But for an ultimate travel guide, I think the best people to ask are the people who have gone to Goa 2-3 times, the tourists.
Right.
Because as Goans, right, especially my age Goans, I've been in school, 11, 12,
Yeah.
not explored Goa much. I have, but not as much as the others have. After 12th was when it was supposed to be, go out with the friends. We have this kind of thing that we all the Goan kids do. As soon as you get a driving license, we go on trips. We call them trip. We're like, trip hi raha hai, let's go on a trip. So we just sit in the car and just ride for 8 hours.
Around Goa or?
Around Goa, there's so much to see in Goa.
Yeah.
So much to see. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit just when I was about, let's go out. pandemic hit. After pandemic, NEET prep. After NEET prep, Pune.
Ah.
After Pune, Philippines. So I'm here without exploring Goa. All my friends are exploring every nook and cranny because Goa has those, corners. Goa has those little serene areas that are outside anyone's view. That is the whole point of tripping.
Exactly.
Because you ask other older kids, like, hey, where did you go when you were this age? And they'll be, oh, go here, go here, go here. So you can almost go every single day of your life to a different place and enjoy it. Just go there and chill. So Goa is that vast, and unfortunately, I missed out so badly. But all my friends, they will send photos. Max, you were here.
Cute, nice.
But I can still go on about the ultimate travel guide though.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Please.
So, from what I've heard and what I've experienced, if you want to experience the chaos of Goa, Goa has two sides: the completely chaotic and the completely calm. There is no middle ground.
Oh.
There is unfortunately no middle ground. For the complete chaotic, I'd say come from November, December, January, February. These
Okay.
4 months, statistically, Goa's population increases by folds. Goa's population doubles. It goes up. Everyone's coming to Goa. Everyone and their grandmothers coming to Goa. They just want to come to Goa because it is the season. I don't blame them. The weather there is the perfect weather. I've been to multiple places. Okay, not much in India, but I can tell you what the people from all over India have told me. The weather there apparently is the ideal weather to be in. It is cool, it is windy, it is not sunny. You could just go on your bike your whole day and just sit or just chill, and it is going to be the perfect weather, the perfect climate. This December you'd expect it to get very cold. It does not go below 25, 24
Oh.
max.
Oh.
So it is breezy. It is perfect. You don't need to do anything and wear the same clothes you want irrespective of temperature. Amazing, and the lighting is amazing. Everyone has photographs, so that time is the time to come to Goa.
Yeah, that's the reason, why the celebrities have their houses in Goa.
All of them,
Their
yeah.
vacation houses, So yeah, that's the reason. The weather, it's so nice.
The weather is
Yeah, I've
amazing.
heard that. The people who went there, they were like, oh man, the weather is so good. Because in Delhi, it's extremes.
Yeah.
Right now, it's 50 degree there.
Good morning.
50. Can you imagine that? And in the winters, it's around 6 degrees.
Yeah, I think it was just a few days back when Delhi broke the record or something, like
Yeah, just
53 or something.
52.3.
Yeah, 52.3 it was.
Oh my god.
It's very hot.
It's very hot.
very
You
hot, it's
cannot
very
go
hot.
out. And
Can't
if-
even imagine that.
Yeah, like if my father is saying that you cannot go out, he is the most appropriate person to say that because he has lived in Rajasthan as well, which is
Oh,
really
yeah.
hot. And then
Registan.
Yeah, exactly, Registan. So if he's saying that, man, it is really hot.
Might be.
Yeah, and then so you were telling me about the guide.
Yeah, and
So-
one of the other reasons that period of 4 months is ideal because the weather is every other month apart from those 4 months is going to be the worst weather.
Oh,
It is just rain.
Rainy.
It is just rain.
Oh,
It is just rain or just sun. It's just rain or just sun.
okay.
So people don't actually opt to because they're like, chal Goa chalte hain. And it's like June, July, right now, just rain.
Just
You won't be able to go out, it's just rain.
Oh.
So that's sad. I think right now, for some reason, the weather is a bit whack. It has not been raining, it is still very hot. So when I say not raining, it's only raining like 3 times a week. That is not raining. Okay. For Goa, bhai, it gets chaotic with the rains. So yeah, but now here's the flip side of the 4 months because everyone comes in for that purpose. It gets a bit iffy, Everyone's coming in for their own purpose. Some people just want to let off steam. Some people just genuinely want to enjoy. Some people just want to do stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality of people you will have to go to as a tourist as well. So you will not find a local anywhere around. It's just going to be a tourist with a set purpose in their mind. They're going to make life for them very difficult and make life for you very difficult. So yeah, it is not a safe place around. The crime rates increase so much.
Just because somebody else is coming from their state to your state,
Yeah,
the crime
the
is so
crime
high.
rate, because everyone is here just to do something and get something done, and everyone is just drunk. Everyone is just drunk, and you can't expect people to behave
when they're drunk.
in a steady way when they're
Yeah.
drunk. Okay, everyone just gets shit-faced drunk.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah,
like
of course.
that, crazy drunk, and then crime, accidents, deaths, assaults. It is bad. It is actually very, very sad. It's one of the reasons the locals are very, anti-tourist now, even though the whole our whole economy, the Goan state economy, and everything is just running on tourism. Crazy heavy tourism. We're getting funds for tourism. It just runs on that, but then it gets very bad. The police, I have some people in the police, they just get so fed up. And it's not fair to the tourists as well, because the police are on the edge all the time. They don't have a breathing space. So even if you mess up a little bit, you're going to get a stick. Yeah, they just get too fed up. So it's not fair to the tourists, it's not fair to anyone. Goa at that time is amazing, but it is not fair to anyone.
Yeah.
And only way you can get through that is alcohol. So that's a cycle.
Okay.
The food is
The food.
Food is amazing. See, Goa being in Goa, right? The locals are there.
Mm-hmm.
Most locals go out.
Yeah, right.
Go out. Most locals go out. We under the Portuguese law, since the Portuguese were ruling over us, colonizing us. When they left, they left some Portuguese rules around that are still imposed in current Goan court.
Like?
For example, I think we are the only state in India that has legal prenups.
Oh.
Yeah, prenuptial agreements.
Aren't they illegal in India?
Completely, except for Goa.
So,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, as much as I know, except for Goa. Goa is the only state in India that is legal for prenuptial agreements.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the other things, which is the fun part of it, is we are eligible to get Portuguese passports. Just like that. As easy we are to eligible to get Indian passports.
Ooh.
Yeah. All of us get rid of our Indian, take the Portuguese, bye, see you, we are going to England to earn.
Lovely.
Lovely. My friend, one of my friends, not that good in school, not that good in anything. His parents had a lot of money. They sent him with a Portuguese passport on his own to England to study, London. He studied some, designing, software design. But then he stayed on his own. He started working as a night guard. He started, doing jobs, small jobs, little jobs, multiple jobs in a day. He stayed in a small house. Or I think he even stopped staying there by being a night guard. So yeah, and under I think the agency he worked for, food is provided under the salary, so that was all set. And with that, he did that for 2-3 years. And with that, he bought he bought 2 houses, he bought 2 shops.
In England?
In India.
Oh, then that's fine.
Yeah, in India, not England.
Yeah, of course they cannot.
Not in England.
Wow,
because
but
India is cheap in comparison.
Of course
The
it
economy, with comparing to pounds, which is one of the best in the world.
yeah.
Oops. So, it's Megalovania. It's a good game. 1 second. Huh? So, yeah. So, sorry about that.
It's okay. Cool. Let's go. Pounds, yeah.
So, pounds. So, he bought 2 shops, 2 houses, renting them off, is getting steady income. He's set. He can do whatever he wants. That income is never going to stop.
Right.
And he just stopped at that point. He could have just gone more and kept buying more, bigger houses.
Real estate business.
Yeah, he's not spending anything on himself. So that's the power of the Portuguese passport.
Wow, man.
All of Europe is open to you. No visa needed. All of Europe. You could
That is
just go.
something crazy.
Yeah, you could just hop on any plane and just go. I could do that. Anyone.
Why are you not doing that?
भारत मेरा देश है मैं भारत का एक नागरिक हूँ. I don't know
Oh
the
my
pledge. I know it in English. I don't know it in English.
It's
Hindi.
okay. It's okay. But really, is that the reason? It's okay.
I mean, never needed one.
nice.
Never needed one. So I got my Indian passport just to come to the
Philippines.
I
Same.
didn't have a passport
Yeah,
then.
same.
So.
It was not needed.
Not needed. And
So, yeah.
that was an option. That's always an option. A lot of my friends have done it. So, because it's easier if you're going abroad to study, you rather go with a Portuguese passport than an Indian passport. You don't need to worry about the visas. You can just sit in any train and travel all around Europe. You can just sit in
Right.
any train and travel all around Europe.
No fines imposed and anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You are a citizen of Portugal. So, that's a perk you get by being Goan.
That's
I'd say.
very cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually
yeah,
so cool. I don't think so. Any state in India has that.
I doubt.
I doubt. Yeah,
Yeah,
me
yeah.
too.
I don't think any state has it. Yeah, cool stuff. How did we get here either way?
We were talking about the travel guide, and then we talked about
yeah.
the rules, which are
Yeah.
bizarre but amazing.
Amazing nonetheless. So those are a couple of rules that are very specific to Goa. We were a union territory before,
Yes.
then we got turned into a state.
Yes.
We are now completely Indian. But yeah, that's one of the few aspects in the rules where you could differentiate a bit Goa from India, our rules are a bit different. But overall, India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country.
Nonetheless. It's stupid though. I was in Pune and there's this person who's from Lonavala, and I was like, Lonavala? Do people live there?
Yeah, I thought you just go there for vacation.
Exactly.
And to buy chickies.
Yeah, exactly. The Chicky Street. Oh my God, it's so crazy. But yeah, and then the same thought I have for Goa. Do people live there? Do people go to school there? Do people have businesses there? So how was your school life there?
I think in Goa, right, I was about to get to this point. Most local Goans, I remember this is why I got to this also. Most Goans move out, as I said before.
Yeah.
Okay, for career opportunities, for studies even. They just leave Goa because Goa does not have good opportunities. We have like one government college for medicine also. So yeah.
It's a small state.
Very small. So
Very
we can't
small.
expect even. We have
Smallest
two
one.
districts.
Just
So yeah, we are off. Everyone's off. All the local kids are off. So if you're settling, you're just settling here. Everyone from outside Goa comes and settles in Goa.
yeah.
Because
I've
the
seen. It's a trend.
ideology in Goans, as a Goan, is very sushegad. Sushegad meaning relax. Sushegad meaning chill. You don't work. You just sit back on your family-owned land. You're chilling. Your kids are not studying. Who cares? Send them out. They'll earn something on their own later.
Wow.
Everyone is so chill. Everyone's just there. Everyone's meeting in the evening to drink alcohol, going back home, watching TV, sleeping, waking up, drinking alcohol, sleeping. Everyone's too chill about it, and it makes sense. Most Goans, they have family-owned real estate. All of them. They have a lot of money. All the actual grounded Goans, okay, and the big families. Most of the big families. So when it comes, even if you're poor and your income is low, at least your housing is set. At least your house that saves most of your income for spending on other places. So you have your house. Everyone has that place, and then you work enough, you earn enough, you're settled. No one has that grind. People from outside see there's vacancy in Goa to stay, to do anything, and then the mentality differs. The mentality is hardworking. They're in the grind. The Goans are chilling. People outside of Goa are ruling Goa.
Yeah.
Rightly so, because they have the grind, they have the will, they have the push. That honestly, Goans just are too chill about it and they're okay about it. Still, a lot of Goans would be like, oh, get out of Goa, get out of Goa. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? No, you're not going to do this. The locals aren't going to do this. Rather than come and do it. So,
yeah.
in my society, in my school, if you talk about ethnic Goans, we are very less. Ethnic Goans. In my school, in my own friend circle, my closest friend circle of 12 friends, I think we are just 4 or 5 Goans. Some are Malayalis, some are from MP, one's from Rajasthan, one's from Karnataka. It's a mix.
states.
My neighbors, I'm the only Goan in our main friend circle. Most from Maharashtra, Pune, some from Uttarakhand, some from Himachal. Everyone's here. One of my closest friends are from Uttarakhand. So everyone's Goan.
No.
Everyone is Goan. You're born in Goa, your parents came in, you're born in Goa, you're as Goan as it gets. You're as Goan. I think when it comes to being Goan, ethnicity takes the back seat. It's more from the place you're from. It's more of what Goa gives you. It's what you give to Goa. I say this a lot. A piece of my heart, I will always keep dug up in Goa. And it will always be there.
Like you should. Yeah.
Like I should. It's too hard. Goa has done a lot for me, which is it has turned me into the person I am. I'm very chill also. And I'm very calm. I just don't take much load. I don't stress out. It's just the winds. Something about the Goan winds. Yeah, I'm telling you. Something about the Goan winds. That's what the tourists come to feel as well. The calm.
They want to disconnect from the busy
They want to
world.
disconnect from the busy world.
Yeah.
And they come to Goa to let off steam. And then that's what people tell me. Even from a medical perspective, okay, medical student perspective actually, not medical. When you're prepping for NEET, Goa is one of the lowest scoring states. Rightly so. But nahi hai. Everyone just, I will study. I'm like that. I'll study whenever I get to. That is why as I said, one of the bucket list things is actually put effort. So at least the thing about putting less effort but actually making stuff is being a Goan, you get to be very efficient because your whole personality is now energy conservation. So yeah, energy conservation. You are so chill. You're like, I'll do that
It's a
later.
so nice word to say that you're lazy.
Yeah.
Say you're just
I'm
conserving
just conserving energy.
Okay.
But then when you're actually putting energy, at least for me, I try to finish that job with the least amount of energy done. So you have to be efficient. When you're doing something, it needs to be done. Because then I have the whole day free to myself.
Exactly.
The whole day free to myself. You go to college, okay, I have my classes. No one's paying attention in classes, everyone's sitting. I make sure to sit in front alone. I don't care who's with me. I'm just paying attention. I'm like, 100% brain
You
of
make notes, right?
Yeah. I have to because then I don't need to study.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
That's what not I am doing. I suck at concentrating. I suck at listening to people, but I am getting better by listening to you, by listening to people because I enjoy that. You know,
Yeah.
you can listen. I can listen to you for a day, but because this is a conversation I enjoy. But studies, oh no, I cannot.
Yeah.
So, but it's a nice idea that you should write down everything.
It's still very difficult though, I can't lie. Because the college goes on for so long, you get tired. So I'm like, okay, nice, let's pay attention. There is asleep. He's asleep for the whole lecture. I'm like, arey yaar, now to study this.
You
There is-
speak for those people, like the whole college, I guess.
Yeah,
here.
it's too sleepy.
It's too sleepy.
Can't stay awake. So yeah, that's where the marks goes nose diving. You know, the lectures I actually slept. I'm borderline passing or failing.
Oh.
Yeah, it comes down to that because it's not like I can't get myself to be like, theek hai, you know, I didn't pay attention. Let's study. I'm
But
too lazy.
don't you think there's a lot to memorize rather than understanding? Because like suppose for example ClinPath, we had this exam, right? And I guess all those topics, it was more of like you have to memorize everything. Like
I get where you're
कब
coming from.
कब क्या नहीं करते हैं, क्या कैसे करते हैं, the transfusion part, right? I failed in that.
Same.
But because it was so much to mug up.
It
I
was
cannot.
too much to mug up. And I think ClinPath as a subject is just timed in a very unfortunate place for us also. Early morning, 7 a.m. after a long lecture, we were back at 9 p.m. in our dorms.
Yeah.
Can't even put efforts. But nonetheless, ClinPath is a subject we have to mug up. Yeah, these subjects we have to just rote learn. You can't get through with that. But then still, one of these things I always tell people who ask me, it's you're saying you have to understand, you're saying you have to apply, but this is just memorization. What do you mean understand? And I'm like, bhai, this is where people's base comes into play. This is where people's main understanding of a subject comes into play.
The foundation.
The foundation that was supposed to be placed in 11th and 12th.
Yes.
The
right.
foundation where most of us just skipped. We had our BS in Transworld, which was almost the same thing as first year. No one paid attention in that.
Nobody, yeah.
Nobody paid attention in that. First year, our main foundation for the foundation that's going to come later for the next foundation. It is just foundation by foundation by foundation. And your lowest foundation needs to be so strong that the memorization will automatically turn into, oh, I don't need to memorize this because now I know this from that thing I learned in 11th, that thing I learned in 12th. And I was an Akash student.
Me too.
Good job.
She was there. He was there. Everybody was a class student.
No.
Yeah.
I was an Akash student and I'm a repeat student as well. I dropped
Me
a
too.
year.
Everybody.
I dropped a year. I took 1 year off. So the one subject I actually enjoyed learning was zoology and botany. Not botany much, but zoology.
Yeah.
Zoology
I agree.
was. So I actually read it. All these months of the pandemic, all these months of the repeat year, I just read the book. I could not stop. I scored so high in biology, but the other subjects
So low.
so low. I think in physics I didn't open my book much. I think I got 7 in my NEET for physics.
I guess same. I don't want to say that on camera, but yeah, I guess same. I got that kind of score in physics. I had no idea about physics, and I didn't attend the portion also in the
Same.
exam. I was like, let's just fuck it. I'm gonna go to the botany part, the zoology part. That's
Same.
360 marks, man.
360 marks are. I enjoyed learning that so much. I made sure I knew every nook and cranny because that's all I studied all the time. Physics I didn't even want to, but I'm like, arey, I'll have to sit and like practice. Who wants to do that? I don't want to sit in one place and put efforts. I won't do that. Lost marks. Chemistry was fun.
Chemistry was.
Chemistry was fun. I like chemistry also. But yeah, because of that, because of me actually enjoying the subject, I learned deep into it. You know those books they give us, the big learning.
modules
The
and all.
modules. I
Yeah.
learned all of it.
Wow.
Everything. Because I had 2 years with it.
I guess that the level of content we have there is equivalent to BSc zoology or BSc botany.
I
Like,
agree. I would agree with you.
Yeah, because it's so in depth, and they don't ask you that kind of questions. in
They
NEET.
don't.
It's very basic, but yeah, they were trying to teach us that guys, if you cannot be a doctor, you can do a BSc in zoology or botany.
Yeah. No, it is actually because those are the teachers. No, I think our teachers are BSc
Yeah.
graduates. So
Yeah.
that's what they teach, and they tell us also. Our sir, it's a very fun story. Our sir is from Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
So Akash gets you to the states, right? That's what you apply for it, and then Akash places you. So all our sirs were outside Goa. So everyone came to Goa and they were like, oh bhai, Goa, chalo alcohol peete hai, and daru peete hai. And everyone's just having fun. Delhi se people were there. We had a sir from Andhra, we had a sir from Chhattisgarh. All would just go and drink alcohol all the time. And they were having fun. They were like, bhai,
And they were getting paid.
And we're getting paid for it. And then we're teaching. They told us also, like, listen, I'm teaching you all because I'm getting earned, but I can't lie, Goa is too fun. And y'all are not making it fun for me, so please take what. You know?
Goa is. That's the picture. Like being a North Indian guy, a girl, or whatever. Okay.
Whatever you decide. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to me. You're
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, being a North Indian kid,
Mhm.
we have this dream of going to Goa. Everybody, and nobody can disagree to me. They have this dream that we have to go to Goa. Goa chalte hai. That trip is like everybody plans it and people do go there. But just suman mujhe jana tha, I'm here. But it's okay.
Same. The moment I wanted to go to Goa and actually explore Goa, I'm here.
Yeah. Another question I had, but I guess you won't be able to answer me that much because, as you said, you live in South Goa.
Yeah.
And it's not that touristy, right?
Not at all.
Not at all. So,
When I say not at all, it's comparing the extreme tourism in the north.
Okay.
But south, there are a lot of tourists, a lot of foreign tourists.
yeah, that's what I want to ask. Were you habitual of seeing these foreigners from like when you were a child? Because like I remember I was in Delhi, I visited the Akshardham temple and there were a lot of foreigners there and we were like, oh, can we get a picture please? We were so excited. We were like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. Oh my god, they're so white. But were you did you experience that
We
same?
had that exact phase, but when we were like 3 years old.
Yeah, and I was I guess 15 years old.
Yeah, you know, when we develop an understanding, a cognition, when the brain is like, okay, you've crossed 3-4 years old, now you have understanding. Boom.
Yeah, right.
You're like, world. And then you're like, kya dikha, kya dikha, kya dikha? Oh, foreigner. You know, that's when you have that moment. But the moment I was born, I saw foreigners all around me.
Yeah.
The moment, because they're just there. And they're fun. I have a family friend who's from England. He was my dad's friend back when he was young. They were doing this common course in Goa. So they became good friends, and then every vacation, every summer vacation, he would come to Goa. He would spend a day or two with us, and he would bring me a tennis ball.
Tennis ball.
Cricket, innit? Cricket. So you would have fun. So yeah, foreigners. So that is why personally, at least, I was used to foreigners. But being Goan, you can't dodge them because it is the spot. Everyone from England knows Goa. Everyone from England knows Goa. You can't walk out to the beach and not see the foreigners there. Everyone from Israelis to we have a lot of people from Israel, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of foreigners from Israel. A lot of settlers from Israel. A lot of settlers from Russia.
Russia?
So many Russians. Like, and they're so common to roam around. I have friends who are half Russian. In my school, we have Russians. I have a friend who's half Filipino.
In India?
In Goa, my class.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in my Akash actually. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I didn't know he was Filipino until I told him I'm going to the Philippines. Dry Shane, sorry, bro. I was like, bro, I'm going to the Philippines. He's like, bro, I'm half Filipino. My mother's 100% Filipino. I'm like, what? They're like, where are you from? I'm like, Luzon. I'm like, north.
Luzon, North.
We are Mindanao. We are the Visayas.
Visayas, yes.
They are the Tagalogs.
Yeah.
so
There is a great differentiation in those people, just like India.
Yeah. I could actually tell you like a lot about this because even politically they're having this to and fro pushing this thing in Mindanao. It's like, oh, let's take Mindanao separate from the Philippines. We want to become a different country.
They want to be independent.
They want to be independent. It's just said on the radio, in the media. So I'm not going too deep into that. But
that's not.
it didn't turn out to be anything. It didn't turn out to be anything. And I don't think it will be.
Yeah, India, not that.
I think there will be.
Okay. Look, we have a lot to cover, but
We have a lot to cover. I didn't even finish anything you were talking
Yeah,
about.
but there's this one question which is kind of which can give me a summary, you know. So what's a typical day like for you in Goa and how does it differ from other places?
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Starting with the most boring thing I could say is that Goa is my home. So ideally, I would just chill at home. I'm that kind of a dude. That's what Goans do. We just chill at home. It is so cool. I have this, and plus I'm a lone child. I have no siblings.
I was thinking about talking about that as well. Is it different? Are those single child very close to their cousins? Because
Very close to cousins.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
because-
mom's side. My dad's side is a bit unfortunate. My cousin, my first cousin in my dad's side, my dad's siblings' children, are 20 years younger
Than
me.
you.
Yeah, they were born like last year or 2 years ago. I think, yeah.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah, so
they're
that and
basically kids.
second cousins, the youngest one apart from me is 15 years younger than me. So there is no one I talk to in my dad's side. I'm completely dissociated. I do not want to talk to them. My mom's side, I'm dead center. I have 5 6 cousins who are older than me. I have 5 6 cousins who are younger than me. I am
Cool.
the center cousin.
Wow.
So I relate with both sides, bro. What at 27? Let's have a talk. What at 12? Let's have a talk. It's fun.
That's fun. The same, like I have a lot of, I'm not a single child, but that's the exception. In my family, they're mostly single childs. And they're all so dependent on me. And I am dependent on them. I love them. Like they are so
Yeah,
precious to me.
yeah.
Those kids, they're so precious to me. So yeah, I can see that, the connection of cousins you have when you're
Very
single
strong,
child.
very strong, very strong. Especially in Goa, we have Ganesh Chaturthi
Yeah.
as much as we have it in Maharashtra.
Okay.
I've seen the difference now firsthand, the difference between Goan Ganesh and Maharashtrian Ganesh Chaturthi.
Oh.
Maharashtrian Ganesh Chaturthi is very, it's fun, it's cool, it's good, it's very auspicious, it's very strong. Goa, you're in a concert. Goa, you're in a concert. Everyone, no one does puja like the way they do in Goa. No one does aarti the way we do in Goa. We bring the drums out, we bring everything out. We are shouting, we are singing, we are having fun. We might even start dancing. Aarti for us is the most fun time. Everyone's throat is sore. I've seen aartis here in Maharashtra and we're like quiet, normal, like a normal aarti or puja does. We are going ham. We are having fun. It's a concert. It's
Oh,
fun. I look
wow.
forward to Ganesh. It's my number one favorite festival of all time. Ganesh Chaturthi, I miss it so much.
Yeah, we had it last year.
We had it last year. That's why I was part of the organizing committee also
Me
for
too.
Ganesh.
I guess it was my first time organizing because we don't have it there.
Yeah, you don't. It's actually fun. It was so cool. I was the part. I took part of the murti. So we were. I was the only one there because everyone else had classes and all. So I would stay back. Like I would ideally just stay back the whole day. I would come at 6, morning 6, and I would leave at 11, 12.
Wow.
Every single day. I would just be there. I would not come back. So others would be like, they would like take a break. But I'll stay back. I would just sit back, chill. Even though I'm not a religious person, I like what my culture brought me, and I'm really appreciative of it. I might not pray to God, but I really appreciate and respect what it holds for me and others. So
That's lovely.
yeah, so Ganesh was super fun. I just made sure the diya never went bad. I would just keep putting ghee.
Lovely.
Fun. Ganesh was fun. So yeah, going back to your main question. Sorry
Yeah,
again.
typical day.
Typical day. Wake up.
Sorry.
The pandemic has changed a typical day completely for me.
Oh.
A pandemic because you just don't wake up and you never go to sleep. So you're waking up at 12. You're like, kya chal raha hai? And then you have lunch. You're chilling. But yeah, ideally a typical day would comprise right now since we don't have college, we don't have anything.
Let's say you are a school kid.
A school kid. Great. You wake up very late.
Okay.
For me, okay. I wake up very late because I'm sleeping. Half an hour I get ready, run, drink my milk, go. I didn't know I was lactose intolerant back then, so I just deal with stomach aches. I'm like, oh, something wrong with me. Oh. I'm like, ठीक है, दूध पियो. I'm like, ठीक हो जाएगा. Drink your milk, you'll get better. Did not. That was the reason. So I went to school. School was amazing. My God. School was the best time I've had in my life. School was the best time. All my friends, all of us were there in one class. Okay, all of us, 10, 12 of us, we would have fun. We would have this round table conference every day during 45 minutes of lunch. Amazing. We would come back. Okay, school, let me leave out all the fun and all. Come back from school, relax, chill a bit. I would come in my bus with my neighbors. So I would just chit chat with them. I live in the B building of my society. So I live in a society.
Okay.
So like 4 or 5 neighbors of us all go to the same building. So this long stretch in our society, an incline. So one by one, everyone just goes away. While I and some other neighbor are the only person left. So they go to this lift, I go to this lift. That is very memorable for me for some
Wow,
reason. That little
is.
small walk that I did every single day turned out to be something I can look back on and smile and have a good time. Everyone has their own little things.
Core memories.
Core memories which they
Yeah.
don't realize back then are already turned into core memories. But now I only realized this just now when I'm speaking to you that I actually like that. It was actually really fun. I would have this little thing. I would pluck a flower and keep it on another neighbor's lock ka niche wala keyhole.
Wow.
Yeah, I would do that every single day. My other neighbors would do it for me like, "Kya kar raha hai yaar?"
But it's such sweet. You
It was
were
sweet.
a sweet child.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And then we would go around. Then later I would reach my room. change, and rest because it's humid. Rest because it's sweaty. I would sit under the fan like. Now lunch. I would not do lunch in school. Okay. School lunch. I would talk and eat something little.
Okay.
But main lunch would be at home at 3 p.m. I would eat lunch at 3 p.m. Then after lunch, I had 10th May. I started tuitions. 10th, but before 10th, I didn't have tuitions. My parents actually would not be home much. My dad would be teaching. So he has his own institute. He teaches computer engineering to like college students who are learning engineering.
Oh wow.
So he would go out at around 2 and come back at 9 p.m.
A
And my-
convenient time though.
Convenient time.
Yeah.
Morning also he would be gone, but morning when I would not be there.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, my mom at a certain phase of my life, my mom actually has a handicraft store. So she has traveled all over India, I think to 18 states of India in person and bought handicrafts from each and every place. Like
Handicraft and handpicked as well.
handpicked as well. So you would get them, we had a showroom and she would just sell them. That's how we would have a lot of foreigners come in. You're like, oh, what is this? Like, oh, this is from Rajasthan, this is from Gujarat, this is from Northeast. It was fun. My mom got to travel.
That is so nice. She must have so many stories to tell.
Yeah, all the time. She has great stories to tell. So that I would be alone in the room. So obviously I would not study if I'm alone. I would I would connect. I didn't have a PlayStation. I didn't have any gaming console, but I had a laptop.
Okay.
And I had a lot of games on my laptop. I would connect an HDMI cord to my laptop to the main TV, and I would play video games while looking at my TV. Okay, the laptop games were on the TV, sitting on the sofa.
So cool.
Great, I love how my mind works. So that I would do that until it was like 4 p.m. We would go out to play, me and my neighbors. We would play cricket until the sun goes down. We would play football until it's 8-9 p.m. Then we would go to the pool from 9 to 10. We had a society pool. We would just go there in the pool. We would come back. Everyone's parents are shouting, "Hey, upar aa ja, upar aa ja." They're all going up. Then I sit down. I watch my TV until the end of day, and I sleep. It is so fun. But then again, that is during a certain phase of life.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, it was heavy into just chilling. I would, because my parents, since they were also home, they would push me to study all the time.
Yeah, and neat also.
Need also, all the time. I would have to study all the time. But then, okay, theek hai, I'll study. So I would actually put my mind to studying zoology and botany, chemistry, just a bit. I would stop studying at 12 a.m. I would start studying at around after lunch, like 4 p.m. till 12. I'll actually genuinely study.
Wow.
If I can. Then 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. I would just watch anime. 1 seat, not moving, 12 to 5. I would have 2 dinners.
And that's when you picked up Japanese?
That's when I used to watch anime before as well.
Okay.
Like, unlike a lot of people who actually got introduced to it in the pandemic, I got
Yeah.
introduced to it back in 2016.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
8 years or something.
It's a long time ago.
It's
It's a long time ago. It's a very long time ago. So I used to watch, but the pandemic gave me an opportunity to watch a lot, especially NEET. I'd say I could watch around nearly, I think I've seen 700, 800 anime shows till now. I have a My Anime list also.
Oh, wow.
Just because I would see like one show every single night. It's fun. Right now, I just finished one more as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I found, because I like learning languages, and since I see Japanese every single day, a great way to learn a language, I say a great advice I could give someone for languages, is to just get exposure. Okay, like if you can't interact with people. Right now we are in the Philippines. You would like to, learn, if you want to learn Tagalog or Bisaya, which are the 2 predominant languages
Yeah.
here, you have the locals. Talk to them. Okay, it works out. But then if you can't, or you can even hear them talk. But if you can't do that, since I'm not in Japan, I have anime on my side. So that is a great chance for me to hear the language again and again. So you can pick up, expressions, you can pick up the mannerisms,
Yeah.
like, muri, 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 muri. Like all of that little things. So it helps a lot. I say if you're learning a language, get exposed. Even when it's just starting, I say watch a movie in dub. Watch a show in dub. Learn their mannerisms, learn their body language.
Nice.
Learn their accent, how they speak in English. Like if I speak to a Filipino nowadays because I really wanted to learn the language, I cannot speak in this English language, in this accent.
How do you speak?
I can't even force it out.
No.
Like, yes ma'am, sir. Yes ma'am. A third person would say I'm actually mocking them because of the way I speak, but it's so unconscious. I speak in that accent. and I can't control it.
So that it's convenient for them to understand
And I also get a grasp on how the flow is of the language. Okay, so in Japanese also we speak English. So English, which is English how the Japanese would speak.
Oh.
So I heard that also, that makes me understand how. So that takes care of the accent. That takes care of, if you're speaking Japanese, you won't have an Indian accent in it. So that takes care of that. So if you want to be actual fluent with it. So that's a good trick, I would say people.
And do you know Bisaya? How much Bisaya do you know by now?
Gamai. Very less.
Very less.
Yeah. We go out. So I go out every single day. I walk out for, I go on a walk for like at least 2-3 hours minimum. Every single day, 2 hours. And I go around, I talk to the locals. And if you say I'm buying coffee somewhere, and I'm saying, oh, less ice. But instead of less ice, they're like, oh, say, gamai na ice. So less ice. And instead of saying, oh, I want to buy, they're like, palit ko. So they tell us themselves. We don't even need to ask. Say they see us and they ask us, oh, do you want to learn Bisaya? We're like, sure, teach us.
Yeah.
So they teach us the words that we use in our normal daily life. So I talk with the Filipinos when I'm buying stuff, or when I'm saying hello, hi, when I'm greeting them. So I know all the greetings. I know everything I have to say when I have to buy stuff. I know everything that I do with the locals.
Cool.
Say, what's up, how you doing,
yeah.
all the basic stuff that I can actually use. If you're saying if I want to hold a conversation, I cannot.
Yeah, right.
That I'll have to study on my own. Then I'll have to study the grammar, then I'll have to study everything. So I'm keeping that ideally. I was planning to do it in our summer break, which is in a few days.
Same, I also want to do that.
I
and
have
I have
a book.
this YouTube channel where they teach you Bisaya. I don't remember the name. I guess it's Julie or something, the name of the person who is going to teach us. But it's really nice, so we can.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, I want to mention that before we started this podcast, he said that like the basic mode of transportation in Philippines is tuk-tuk and jeepneys, and he's a guy who has not taken jeepneys and tuk-tuk that much. How many times was it that you have taken a jeepney?
I think in the past 6 months I've taken a jeepney 8 times.
Oh my god. And a tuk-tuk? Not in this year, right?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, not at all.
So that is something which proves that he loves walking, and he's not lying about it.
I love walking. It's something I've actually come to appreciate in the Philippines itself.
Okay.
I realized, oh cool, I can just walk. And my walking pace is very fast. It's very fast now because since I walk a lot, I need to make sure it's efficient. Okay, it comes with being Goan. If I'm walking, if I'm doing something that requires energy, I'll make sure it is the most less time consuming and the most efficient way to do it. Walk fast. So I get more time to just chill.
Yeah.
That's why I put extra effort so I can chill more. That is that is all I do. That is all I do with reference to my studies, with reference to anything, any task I'm assigned, with reference to anything. I just make sure.
Let's get it done.
But then that's a problem if you're working in a group, okay? You can't just baby them anymore. That's a different conversation. Let's not get too deep into that.
Right.
But yeah, walking is fun. I never walked back in Goa. I never needed to. I had friends. I had a bike. Just, bhai pick up kar le. Chalo bhai idhar chalte hain,
Yeah, nice.
Simple stuff. Never needed to walk ever.
But Philippines has taught us that.
Philippines, I've seen the locals walk. I've seen, their calves are amazing.
Yes.
Filipino jeans with their calves. It's not just the jeans, you even need to work for the calves. And I'm like, hey, kaise? And I started walking. I've seen everyone walking. I'm like, that's how.
And it's so steep here, right? So
it's very steep here. Just up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
It's sweaty. It demands a lot out of you. It is hot. But it's something that I've grown fond of doing.
That's cool. That's so nice that you're adopting something new at this age.
There's a lot more to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I guess we can end this conversation now.
Yeah,
it was pretty long, but
it was very long.
I just don't want to stop, but I'm sure if I will not stop, people are not going to watch this.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense.
Yeah.
YouTube is very cutthroat like that, especially the new channels.
Yes. Yeah. So, on that note, it was really great having a conversation with you. Finally.
Same.
Finally. But I look forward to more such episodes, which can be more, more chill maybe, or more professional also. Either way.
Either works.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask you questions also, if you don't mind that.
Yeah.
I was actually looking forward to it when I realized, okay, you have certain questions to ask me and answering them will take a long time.
Yeah.
And then a podcast, if it's too long, goes under the algorithm.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay. We can do next time. I will love that. I'm dying to do that because I
Yeah.
love to talk. You know that,
It's a,
right?
it's a podcast, right? I also have questions to ask. Of course, I didn't write them down, but they pop up in my head as soon as I want to ask. But then I'm like, maybe some other time.
Some other time we can
Yeah,
do that,
some
and
other
we can
time.
even include other people. We can have a it's lovely to have a group talking, a conversation,
Absolutely
right?
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So we can do that.
Yeah.
But on that note,
Yeah.
it was really nice having him here, and I really hope you guys watch it. Please do. So yeah, that's all. Thank you. Bye bye, guys.